All right, so lesson 1 was a review of rational numbers. What are rational numbers? Well, the set of rational numbers is actually made up of those smaller sets within it. And if you go back to page 2 of your textbook, it does show you the diagram and give you examples of the set of rational numbers and then the smaller sets that are included. Now remember, the counting, the whole numbers, the only addition to that was the 0. And you can always remember whole numbers, remembering the 0 and the O in whole. If you recall, we set that up thinking like a bullseye target where the counting or natural numbers were the smallest group in the middle, the bullseye, and then the whole numbers, adding the 0, would make the next ring, and then outside of that would be your integers, which would just add on the negative numbers. And when you look at these, the one thing you don't see are any decimals or fractions. Well, that's because they're in the set of rational numbers. Now, they're going to come outside of that. Okay, so that's where your fractions and your decimals would be. All right, so then what we want to do in lesson 2 is talk about the rational numbers then and how we order them and place them on the number line in that. So basically numbers, any numbers that most of us can think of are going to be within this rational number set. All right, so if we're on the number line, as you move to the right, numbers get greater, bigger. 1, 2, 3. As you move left, they're going to be smaller or less. So 0, -1, -2, -3. And this is sometimes confusing for people because they say, well, -1, -2, -3, you're going that way. Shouldn't like -3 be greater than -1? Well, no. Because if you think about that, let's say we're talking, money here. I don't want to be more in debt. I don't want to owe more. I want to owe less. So, and add more to my account. So going to the right, you get bigger. Going left, you get smaller. All right. So some terms to know that go along with rational numbers, and you'll be seeing these as we move through math. The additive inverse. Now, additive, so we're talking addition. Inverse, opposites. So when you have two numbers added together, the sum is 0. That's the additive inverse. In other words, if we have 5 and -5, and we add those together, we're going to get 0. So 5 and -5 are the additive inverses of each other. All right, absolute value is the distance of a number from 0. So we're talking about what is that digit or that number worth? What is its value? Well, it depends upon how far away it is from 0. Again, we have 2 up here. Okay. So if we take the number 2, its absolute value would be 2 because it is 2 steps from 0. -2 is also 2 steps from 0, just in the opposite direction. So the true or absolute value of it is going to be 2. These bars mean absolute value. And that's what AV equals 2. So whether it's 2 or negative 2, the absolute value is going to equal 2. And that's lesson 2.